The story of Vishwamitra and Trishanku. Long ago, there was a king named Kaushik. He was traveling back to his kingdom with his men when he saw the ashram of sage Vashishta. Vashishta was a brahmarishi, which is the highest class of rishis and the most powerful. Vashishta gladly welcomed them and offered to serve them. King Kaushik hesitated to accept any service from sage Vashishta as it seemed that he didn't have much. But then Vashishta brought out his cow Kamadhenu, who could grant any wish.
"I wish that King Kaushik and his men could have a feast,"
said Vashishta. So Kamadhenu then magically created tons of yummy food for them. The king was shocked, and while he was eating, he couldn't stop looking at the magical cow. After eating,
"Hey Vashishta, I really like your magic cow. If you give it to me, then as the king, I will give you 100 healthy cows in exchange." "I appreciate your offer, King Kaushik, but Kamadhenu is like my own mother. I won't part with her."
Kaushik wasn't ready to give up just yet.
"How about you give me the magic cow, and I'll give you 1,000 gold coins, chariots, horses, and cows each." "First off, her name is Kamadhenu, so stop calling her magic cow. And second, I've already told you that I can't part with her."
Kaushik became angry.
"Whether you give it to me or not, I am the king of the kingdom, and so everything in this land belongs to me, including Kamadhenu." "But Kamadhenu is ever so slightly hovering above the ground, and since she isn't touching your kingdom, she truly doesn't belong to anyone, even you."
Kaushik became very angry and tried to take her by force. But then she created a huge army to protect herself. Kamadhenu's army destroyed Kaushik's entire army, including Kaushik's 100 sons. Kaushik just stood there, alone, and was forced to return to his kingdom, humiliated. And he wanted revenge on Vashishta. He wanted to acquire all the astras and weapons, and so crowned his son as the king, and left for the forests to pray, and was henceforth known as Vishwamitra. He prayed and prayed to impress Lord Shiva. After a full year had passed, Lord Shiva appeared to him.
"Hello, Vishwamitra. What do you wish?" "I wish to have all the magical weapons and astras."
Lord Shiva granted his wish. Astras are also magical weapons. Then Vishwamitra went back to Vashishta and burnt his hermitage. Vashishta protected himself with his brahmadanda, which is a powerful bamboo staff that represents Vashishta's power. Vishwamitra used all his weapons and astras against Vashishta, but every single one lost its power and fizzled out. And even the most powerful astra in the entire universe simply failed. Vishwamitra was shocked and humiliated again, and decided to get his revenge by becoming a brahmarishi, just like Vashishta. In order to do this, he meditated for 10 straight years, until finally Lord Brahma, the creator, appeared in front of him.
"Hello, Vishwamitra. What do you wish?" "I want to become a brahmarishi."
"Ooh, I'm sorry, but I can't grant you that."
"True, you have done a lot of penance, and you have become very powerful. But you are nowhere near to the level of brahmarishi. But I can tell you that you have achieved the level of rajarishi, a king among rishis.
Once, there was a wealthy king named Trishanku, who was so proud of his looks that he spent most of the day looking at himself in the mirror. One day, he realized that someday he would die and his handsome body would go away. Then, he decided that he wanted to go to heaven in his physical body. So, he went to his teacher Vashishta, who just so happened to be the guru of the Solar dynasty, the dynasty that Lord Ram and his brother Lakshman would be born in, making Trishanku their ancestor.
Hey, Vashishta. Yes, Trishanku? Vashishta, you're extremely powerful. Can you send me to heaven in my physical body? What? No! That is against the law of the universe. How dare you ask me to do such a thing?
He then went to Vashishta's 100 sons, who were all powerful sages, and asked them to do it. They also became very angry.
If our father said no, then what made you think that we would agree to do it against his wishes? We curse you that your handsome body will become extremely ugly, and you will lose all of your wealth.
He became very ugly and scary, and when he returned to his kingdom, the people got scared and threw him out of his own kingdom. He then went to Vishwamitra and told him everything.
Yeah, but both my teacher and his sons refused to help me. Why would I do it? You know, my teacher happens to be Vashishta. What? Why didn't you say so? When do you want me to do it? Now? I'm on it.
So Vishwamitra called many sages from far and wide and prepared for his sacrifice. Vishwamitra then began to use his power to send Trishanku to the heavens. Meanwhile, in heaven,
Lord Indra, an ugly human is coming to heaven.
And what else is new?
The human isn't dead this time.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? That's against the law of the universe. He should not be able to come to heaven.
So Indra used his power to send Trishanku back down to earth. On earth, Vishwamitra kept pushing up, and Trishanku was in great pain.
Vishwamitra, let me go. Stop pushing, please.
But Vishwamitra kept on pushing. Vishwamitra couldn't keep pushing forever, or he'd die. So he was forced to use every ounce of his power to create a fake heaven for Trishanku in the sky, complete with a fake Indra and fake demigods. This fake heaven became known as Trishankulok, which means Trishanku's heaven. It's a place in between heaven and earth. In today's world, when people say, "I feel like I'm in Trishankulok," it means they can't choose between two things and are stuck in the middle. Forever afterwards, Trishanku lay hanging in the sky, wondering why he didn't listen to his teacher's advice. As for Vishwamitra, he had used up all his power in making Trishankulok, and so was back to where he had started. Eventually, Vishwamitra did become a brahmarishi, but by then, he had seen the error of his ways, and Vishwamitra and Vashishta became best friends. They both would soon become teachers for Lord Ram, and Vishwamitra gave all the magical weapons and astras that he had earned to Lord Ram. The moral of the story is, don't be vain and don't try to change the laws of nature. And also, be content with what you have and don't always focus on what you don't have, or you'll end up in a worse situation.